excited. Let's Talk About It is back.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years, hasn't it? A couple years since we've been able to do it.
It has. It's been, 2-3 years since we've had this. So Let's Talk About It is a scholar-led book discussion series from Oklahoma Humanities.
Okay, very neat. And that's from a grant too, isn't it? A
Yep.
grant-funded program?
Through Oklahoma Humanities. So we applied for and received the grant. So we have 5 books we're going to cover over 4 months. So it's pretty exciting. So
I haven't read too many kind of mystery detective novel type things, so I'd be interested to see kind of where the discussion goes and what books.
Sure. And I think one of the great things about having a scholar come and do a presentation is we really get a lot of context about the author and the author's life, the influences that they may have had, and also just what was going on socially at the time. Because I think all of the books that we have chosen, the location and the time is important. So one thing about the detective fiction, it's actually kind of a subgenre of mystery or fiction. And then hard-boiled detective stories are another subgenre of detective stories.
Okay.
So it's kind of layer after layer after layer, which is really neat. So the topic that we're doing is private investigations, hard-boiled and soft-hearted. And typically in these books, you're going to have your hero or your protagonist who is very kind of maybe gruff on the outside. They're flawed. They're often put into a situation where they're uncomfortable. They make mistakes. But their sense of duty and honor is what makes you really like this character.
Right. So they kind of have to go through like maybe even a moral dilemma?
Yeah, sometimes,
Similar
yeah.
to that sometimes?
Yeah. It's a lot like the Western heroes in Western fiction. They're hard, they're gruff, they're strong, but they have this sense of honor and this sense of duty above all, and they'll have self-sacrifice because of this strong sense of duty. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how these books are pulled together. The first author that we're going to talk about is Raymond Chandler. The Long Goodbye and The Big Sleep are the 2 books that we're going to talk about. So Raymond Chandler is really kind of an iconic author of the hard-boiled detective stories. Philip Marlowe is his protagonist. He's a man of action. He follows his hunches. He's flawed and he does make mistakes and get himself into scrapes from time to time. But he really, at heart, he's a man of honor and he's a professional. He does not like rich people. He does not like women. So it's going to be interesting. These were written in a different time.
Right.
A different time. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to have the discussion about these characters.
Good discussion about that one.
I think so. So Raymond Chandler actually started out writing poetry.
Oh, really?
And short stories. And these novels are from some of the short stories that he wrote. So I think that's kind of interesting.
It is.
He lost his job after the Great Depression, and that's when he started writing. And that's going to be August 2nd at 6 o'clock. And Dr. Aaron Mason is going to be our visiting scholar to facilitate that discussion.
And can you pick those books up now?
Yes, we do have copies at the first floor service desk. If we run out, then simply ask someone at the desk to do an interlibrary loan for you. So the second book in this series is, or the second author, I should say, is Amanda Cross. And this is quite a bit different than the Philip Marlowe books. Kate Fansler is the protagonist in this series. And Marlowe would hate her because she's rich and she's a woman and she's an egghead university person. So whereas he kind of goes on hunches and instinct, she's very analytical in what she does. So the plots in her books are very intricate. So in this case, what we have is a woman who joins the faculty of a university and then gets pulled into a murder. And so we're dealing with, in this case, kind of the old boys club in the university. And here she is, a woman. Right. So again, she's up against tradition and all of these things. And what's interesting, and I did not know until I started, looking into the series, I have been an Amanda Cross fan forever. I just love her books. I did not realize that the author, whose name is Carolyn Gold Heilbrunn, was actually an academic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so she's coming at this
with some knowledge.
With some knowledge, yeah.
That would make the discussion more interesting too, in that she has that kind of extra perspective behind it.
Yeah, I think so too. So this one is going to be September 6th at 6 o'clock, and Dr. Roxie James, who is one of my favorites, she's going to be our guest scholar.
What's next?
Tony Hillerman. Tony Hillerman was born in Oklahoma, moved to New Mexico where he spent most of his time. Love his books. Love them. They feature Navajo tribal police. And so there is Joe Leaphorn, and then there is also Jim Chi. And what their struggle is sort of the traditional Navajo world and then the white man's world.
Right.
So like Jim Chi has a white girlfriend, and so there's that side. And then also he is studying to be a traditional Navajo healer.
Okay.
So there's
some tension there.
Yeah, there's some real tension there, and the location for this is very important in this book, being set in New Mexico, on tribal land. So it's interesting seeing not only the tension between the Navajo and the white man, but also the Navajo and the Ute and the other tribes.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's kind of interesting too. So these are a little bit more of a police procedural than the other books because they are policemen.
Right.
So let's see. The book we're going to do is The Ghostway. It's really good. I really like this book. There are, I think, 17 Hillerman books that deal with these characters with the Navajo police. And then Tony Hillerman's daughter, Ann Hillerman, has written 7 additional books after his death. You're going to like this one. It's good. It's good. And then we're going to get back into more hard-boiled again with Sara Paretsky. Very popular in, I think it was the 80s, especially. Her protagonist is V.I. Warshawski. And you're probably too young to remember, but there were some TV adaptations of this. So V.I. Warshawski, which is Victoria Iphigenia Warshawski, she prefers to go by V.I. Who could blame her?
That.
So she grows up in the south side of Chicago. She's tough. She has a feminine side, but the exterior is tough. She trained as a lawyer, but now she's a private investigator. When her aunt, who's sort of a crusty, not very likable person, is accused of stealing millions of dollars worth of stocks from the church, V.I. steps in to see what's going on, which lands her now in conflict with both the Catholic Church, the mafia, and some of the most influential people in Chicago. And again, she's a South Side girl, so she is out of her element dealing with these folks, and so that is going to be super fun. I believe there are 21 Warshawski novels, so very popular series. This one will take place in November. So, and let's see, Dr. Richmond Adams is the guest scholar. So again, each of the books will be available on the first floor about a month before the program.
Okay.
Okay. So we have August, September, October, and November. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Got some good books coming up.
Some good discussions.
Yeah.
Yep.
I look forward to.
And I always find that I often appreciate the work so much more when I hear someone else's take on it.
Yeah, kind of like their viewpoint and perspective.
Mhm.
It does.
I've gone to some of these where there was a book that I just really did not like. I was like, stupidest book I ever read, yada, yada, yada.
Uh-huh.
But then after the scholar starts talking about it, and I'm like, oh, that's why
Mm-hmm.
it was written that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes it's the voice of the author, sometimes it's the pacing or just the characters that I don't like, but it's good to get that background
Mm-hmm.
so you understand more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to get you into the mystery genre.
I hope so.
They're fun. They're fun. And again, with these books, with the detective story, it's not so much whodunit
Mm-hmm.
that's important. It's really the characters.
Kind of like their emotional journey.
Mhm.
almost.
Following the character through.
It sounds like a good program.
Okay, let's get to reading. Which one do you want? Killing Orders?